Okay, ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Wednesday, June the 29th, 2022. Appreciate you all tuning in. Chris Phillips here of the Daily Crow of the Spurs Up Show. What's going on? What's going on? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. I see Tony Sharp, Noah Johns, Lance, Octavian, Kador, Connor McCormick, Travis, Steven, Brennan M., Luke RJ. What's up, man? What's up? It is warm, dude. It is like a nasty, muggy, warm. Yours truly breaking a sweat right now. It's like I don't even feel like I'm that hot, but I'm breaking a sweat. Either way, whatever. We got the air blowing in the studio. Hopefully this thing will cool us off here shortly. John Edward, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you tuning in. Also, guys, in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to the TDC Questions channel. The TDC Questions channel. Be sure your questions are answered there if you're in the Big Cock Club Discord. And if you're not in the Big Cock Club, I don't know what you're doing. I really don't know what you're doing at this point, guys. You're missing out. Don't miss the wave. Braddock, Chase Floyd, what's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all tuning in. We are taking your questions, comments, calls. Guys, of course, as always, I should say, the Daily Crow is brought to you by our friends over at Carolina Ale House. Check out all of the Carolina Ale House locations, whichever local location is closest to you. Check out Carolina Ale House, though. They got beer on tap, great food, plenty of TVs for you to watch games. It doesn't have to be just Gamecocks. You can watch anything. Anyways, Carolina Ale House, our thoughts, or our friends, great time. Panic Ritter, you're messing me up, my guy. Our friends over at Carolina Ale House, appreciate them greatly. Cannot wait for the TSUS tour to start late July, and going to be a blast. But again, check out Carolina Ale House. Follow them across social media, by the way. They've got an Instagram for every single location. So really, really excited. Speaking of Carolina Ale House, they actually just texted me telling them to give them a call. So I'll have to give them a call at 2 o'clock when we get off. By the way, shout out to my dude, Cody Johns. Cody Johns, real quick. Cody Johns, my dude Cody Johns, hooking me up yesterday. Check this out. So it's flat. It's flat, right? The pin was taken out of it. But check this bad boy out. The donations to the new stew, right? You see we got of course, some bobbleheads. I posted those on social media. I also posted this. I don't think I put this on Twitter, though. But the donations, as I'm like breaking a sweat up in here right now. I'm excited. It's been a big morning. The donations to the new stew, though. Okay, the donations to the new stew. Check this bad boy out. We've got the South Carolina football. Now, it's flat, right? The pin has been taken out of it. It's for like a display case. But I think getting this, bro, I might have to get like Beamer to sign this or something. We got to get somebody to sign this, I think. Maybe get my guy Garcia to sign this. Might have to bring this to Steven, get him to sign it. Fire, though. Absolutely fire. Appreciate my dog, Cody Johns. I know Cody had talked about calling in, talking some ball, so hopefully Cody will call in and we'll get to talk some football with him. But either way, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Panic Ritter says he'll sign it. Okay. How about we just get, actually good idea. We'll get all of the TDC callers to sign it. The TDC crew to sign it. Yeah, we'll get Panic Ritter to sign it. How much would y'all pay for a Panic Ritter signed football? Where should we start the bidding? $1? $2? Tony Shelley, what's up? Appreciate you tuning in, guys. In case you missed it, podcast did drop this morning. Episode 6. God, I'm losing track. 668. Episode 668 did drop this morning. Talking top 5 all-time do-it-all playmakers. I could have really just called them playmakers. Top 5 playmakers, though. Guys who impacted the game in a multitude of ways. I dropped that top 5 today. Guys, we've only got one more top 5 list. One more top 5 on Friday. We're going to do top 5 coaches. I'm sure many of you can figure out who the top 5 for that are. We're going to do top 5 coaches. After we do that, bro, next week we're going to take the full – well, I might do a special show on Monday. I've thought about because last year I dropped as I'm trying to fix this, the hair hat thing right now. I last year did a all-time starting 9, right? Did an all-time starting 9. So I have not dropped that yet. So maybe the Monday show will be like a special episode. Just stay tuned. I'm not going to promise that right now, but that's something I can knock out in 15 minutes. That's something I can knock out in 15 minutes. But starting next week, a week from today, we will start dropping predictions for the season. And I am very, very, very excited for that. Very excited. Cody John, what's up, man? Yes, you're more than welcome to call in, my guy. 843-790-3377. 843-790-3377. Please do call in, my guy. Be a blast. Be a blast to chat with you. So, dude, I got to fix this hat real quick. Dude, I'm like sweating up a storm, folks. I am sweating up a storm right now. There we go. I am sweating up a storm up in this studio for some reason. It's just like a muggy, and I've been running 1,000 miles an hour this morning. Either way, whatever. Let's see. C Youngblood, what's up, man? Yeah, DGD, boy, I really caught it from Georgia fans the other day. The To Hell with Georgia shirts, the To Hell with Georgia merch. Georgia fans did not take kindly to that. Did not take kindly to it, DGD. And what's so funny is the Georgia fans in the comments, they all wanted to say, like, we don't care about USC. USC's not a rival. And, like, that's totally fine. But they were showing the opposite of, like, they don't care. Bro, there were 20 quote tweets on that merch. You know what I mean? There were 20 quote tweets on that merch, DGD. So that's the opposite of not caring. If you didn't care, you wouldn't say anything. Like, to hell with Georgia. I don't care if Carolina loses the next 100 in a row. To hell with Georgia's funny. And also, more importantly, to hell with Georgia sells. It sells, DGD. It sells. Don't be, I mean, these rival fans, bro, like, dude, it's I get to make money off of making fun of your favorite team. Like, that is living, my guy. That's clean living. You just make fun of and hate just to do it. You just make fun of and hate to do it. It's business, my guy. Business moves. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. Let's see. My guy, Luke RJ up in here, firing off questions. Appreciate you, Luke. Anthony Treesh is with Pro Football Focus, dog. We had him on our show. So, yeah, he's big on Rattler. I mean, and, you know, I'll tell you, I think Rattler's getting disrespected. Anthony Treesh is the head college football guy for Pro Football Focus, Luke RJ. If you go look at his social media, you will probably see that. You will probably see that. And we also mentioned that on the podcast that he is with Pro Football Focus. He is with Pro Football Focus. Let's see. Austin Greer, our best pitcher. Yes, he's better than Will. Looks like he's going to Clemson. Are you talking about Bosnick? And then I see Panic Ritter just freaking out, which there's a reason he's nicknamed Panic Ritter, I guess, right? I mean, that's all he does is panic. I've never seen Ritter be happy before, which is sad, but it is what it is. Plays his role very well. Panic Ritter, Julian Bosnick, him departing, right? I didn't expect Bosnick to be back. I thought Bosnick, and he still could enter the draft. I thought he'd be a draft guy. I thought, you know what, after the injury and stuff like that. I'm very hard on Kingston, right? Like, I mean, I think we all agree, like, there needs to be a change. Kingston's proven nothing to me that he's the guy, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. But, guys, like, now that he's gone, now that Bosnick's in the portal, on the Bosnick side of things, I don't blame Kingston because all reports from camp, because I saw Bosnick pitch right before the season started back in January, and he was sitting 87, 88. We're like, what is wrong with Julian Bosnick? Like, he's a 94, 95 guy. All reports from camp about Bosnick were he came in out of shape, and that's why he was having arm problems. What can Kingston and company do about that? So Julian Bosnick, for his injury shit, he's got nobody to blame but himself. And for a guy that had as much on the line as Julian Bosnick did, for him to come in out of shape, again, this is per reports, and I mean, these are reports of former players' parents telling me exactly what's going down in the locker room. So these are people that know what's going on. For a guy that has that much on the line to come in out of shape and not ready for the season, you know, I heard things from people too that they question his love for the game of baseball. They question his commitment, his work ethic. I mean, bro, my angst is to Kingston, but it pisses me off almost towards that guy. You know, it pisses me off towards him we love to dance around, and let's not say anything bad about the kids because they're kids. Bro, if you come in out of shape and you negatively impact something I love so dearly, which is Carolina baseball, bro, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like that's on you. Like I'll give Kingston all the help. But a dude coming in out of shape, that's on him. They can't make him work out. They can't make him be in game shape. They can't make him. So that's from what I heard. That was the issue. The kid came in out of shape, which led to his arm problems. There's nothing they can do about that. So you know what, Austin Greer, if he wants to transfer to Clemson, that he can be their problem. He can be their problem. So, wherever he wants to go, I mean, I wish the kid best of luck. I got nothing against Julian Bosnick, but you screwed us. Like, you screwed us straight up. Julian Bosnick, in a way, coming out of shape, you screwed your teammates. You screwed your team. You screwed your team. It ain't nothing Mark Kingston did. It's nothing Justin Parker did. He screwed us. He screwed himself. So you want to leave. I know it's all going to come back to Kingston, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But if reports are true, which there's been enough there for me to say the reports are true. The reports are true. He came in out of shape. Well, he fucked over his teammates. So take it to Clemson if you want. That's fine. So take it to Clemson, take it to Georgia, take it to wherever you want to go. What difference does it make if he's at Carolina? If he's not committed to winning, he's not committed to being in shape, he's not committed to being the best he can be, then what difference does it make? It's a shame. I mean, it really is a shame. It's a shame for him. This was Julian Bosnick's money year, and he pissed it away, pretty much. He pissed it away. I hope he gets healthy, balls out next year, wherever he goes. Even if it's at Clemson, I wish the best for the kid, man. He's got dreams, I'm sure, and aspirations of playing pro ball, but if the reports are true about him coming in out of shape, again, Panic Ritter and all these other people, I mean, y'all can freak out, and that's fine. I mean, it sucks to see him leave. I didn't expect Boz to be back. I didn't think he'd be back. From what I heard, he was going to be a dude that pursued pro, and he still very well might do that. I think it'll depend on where he's drafted. Who's going to draft the kid now? Who's going to draft him now? So if anybody from the Bosnick camp wants to comment, they want to call in, great. I mean, kid comes from a good family. I met his brother last season, thought he was a good dude, and it ain't nothing personal, but, as I told you guys before, I love Carolina baseball more than I love Julian Bosnick. I love Carolina baseball more than I like Mark Kingston. I love Carolina baseball more than I like anybody on that current roster, that current coaching staff. And so what your actions directly screwed us, directly screwed our ball club, directly screwed us. If we had Julian Bosnick healthy, would we have been some Omaha team? No. We still had, we couldn't hit, guys. We couldn't hit. Bottom line is we couldn't hit. But would we have won 3 or 4 more games, 5 more games, maybe, and maybe we're in the postseason, if nothing else? There's a chance. There's a chance we would have. So I just, honestly, man, I know fans' initial reactions, I think especially those that do not follow baseball as closely, they just know like the big names, and certainly Julian Bosnick's a big name that you see, and you're like, well, what the hell? Like it's crumbling, right? And that's fair. That's fair. It did not even faze me to see that news yesterday. Did not even faze me. Best wishes, best of luck, good riddance. That's kind of how I view it. Sorry, not sorry. I'll say that. Sorry, not sorry. So I've been pissed off at Julian Bosnick all season long, and I've been pissed off at Julian Bosnick all season long. I ain't said a word about it. I'll be honest with you guys. I felt that way since the jump, since I heard that news. People I've talked to behind closed doors, they know how I felt, but I didn't say anything publicly because there's just, there was really no place for it. But now that he's gone, to hell with him, man. To hell with you. If you're not going to come in shape, you're not going to come in ready to pitch, and if it don't mean enough to you to do that, then, and he didn't try to get his arm hurt. Don't get me wrong, but like, I hope it's not true, dude. I hope it's not. The reports are like not coming in shape, and then we don't have room for you. That's not Carolina baseball. That ain't us. Cody, you can call in whenever you like, man. The phone lines are wide open. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377, dog. Call in, fire off your question, and we'll take it off the air, my dude. Let's see. Anyways. Yeah, Luke RJ, a little backwards hat action today. Why not? Why not? Also, guys, we're live tonight at 10 Roof, 6 to 8, taking your questions, comments. It's going to be a good night at 10 Roof. We got a lot of big-time shit popping right now, guys. A lot of big-time shit is popping. A lot of exciting things happening, a lot of exciting things in the pipeline, whether it be merchandise, it be the content, like whatever. I mean, we got a lot of exciting stuff happening. So, had some great conversations this morning with some people, and you know, it's funny how in life, not to get off on too long, I'll keep it short, but you know, divine intervention and you know, manifestation and just things happening, man. It's things just kind of line up when they're supposed to, and that's what's happening right now. So a lot of exciting stuff, man, as we continue to count down. 66 days till kickoff. By the way, in case you missed it, I just tweeted this morning, but we've talked about this before, about possibly doing a 24-hour live stream. I think that would be awesome, dude. I think it'd be really cool. I mean, I'd have to kind of figure out, I honestly would have to figure out the logistics, and because here's the problem. Here's the only problem with it. If we did a 24-hour live stream, obviously, guys, like there's no way I'm going to be sitting there live for 24 hours. You know that. Everybody knows that. What we'd want to do is play old games. The problem with playing old games, YouTube will shut it down immediately. YouTube will shut the stream down. So how do you dance around that? I don't know if maybe we'd have to do like that's a Big Cock Club exclusive type deal. Again, I want to do it on YouTube though, because what I want to do is I'd love to do a 24-hour live stream and then donate all the proceeds to a charity, like all the super chats, and you know, we can do something like that. Partner up with a charity or two or three or however many. We could partner up with a charity and, like I said, push all the proceeds and just be something fun. You know what I mean? Just be something fun. But I don't know how we could run it without YouTube shutting the things down. I don't know. Hope chiming in. Gavin Casas is transferring here from bro. Vandy's like crumbling. What is up with Vandy? What is up with Vandy, dude? Okay, so apparently we just picked up a baseball kid. I don't see the tweet, but let's see. Y'all are apparently saying we just picked up somebody. Let's see. Gavin. Oh yeah, here we go. 27 minutes ago. Okay, there he is. Okay. Just building the roster through the transfer portal, man. Just building the roster through the transfer portal. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. You got to do it. It's just, it's interesting times, guys. It's interesting time. It's interesting times. So at Vandy, 2 seasons at Vanderbilt, he hit 279 with a homer and 15 RBIs. So, I mean, we already saw how one Vandy transfer went. Didn't go all that great, but whatever. Do we know what position he plays? Do we know his position? I mean, I see he's a hitter. I can't tell what position he plays. Oh, first base. So he's an infielder. .279 with a homer and 15 ribbies. So cool. It's like what was his name? Matt whatever. I already forgot his freaking name. It's like him all over again, I guess, who just entered the portal. I mean, it's crazy we're still able to bring guys in. I mean, it is wild to me. But guys will go places when they want to play. It doesn't really matter, I guess. I guess guys will just go places when they want to play. Connor McCormick says so he'll hit 175 next year. He'll hit 175 next year. Luke RJ, would Twitch shut it down playing on games? I don't know, Luke. That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they wouldn't. I don't know if they would. DGD says Pup was a great pickup for you guys. Yeah, no, definitely. No, it's. I mean, again, great job by Beamer and company and keeping up recruiting momentum and all that great stuff, man. It's yeah, they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job. So doing a really, really good job. So anyways, guys, taking your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Anybody wants to call in? Phone lines are wide open. Phone lines are wide open. I feel like there was something I wanted to promote and I'm forgetting it. I will take a disc, guys. Again, I had a great conversation. You know, I'm starting to really build out my team of dudes, my team of homies, people helping us with business and everything else. And I talked to my merch guy this morning, and towels are definitely going to happen. By the way, Beamer Ball towels. The plan is to have those printed and for sale at every single one of the TSUS tour locations, all of the Carolina Ale House. I want to have those for sale. We'll also, of course, throw them on the online store. But if you want to buy those in person and not pay for shipping, I'm going to have them. The plan is to have them at all of the TSUS tour stops as well as at every single tailgate. So that is going to be the plan. That is going to be the plan. Really excited for that. Also, as I told you guys, the plan with Carolina Ale House is to have Beamer Ball merchandise on hand and on sale at each of the stops as well. I'm working with Carolina Ale House. They're going to provide those t-shirts. And I think those are actually going to be free. Those might be the giveaway because we've got a vendor that's going to actually pay for those. So again, I'll let you guys know. I got a call with Carolina Ale House as soon as we get off here. I'll let you know all those details, but really, really exciting stuff happening. Brian Dean, let's get back to the questions. He says, I'm locked in at 9-3 for the season. I took every college preview magazine and broke down the Gamecocks offensively and defensively. Brian, did you really? You should write it up and go ahead and submit it, my guy. I'd love to see what you got. Brian Dean also says our offense will be potent. We have what we need to shake up the SEC East. Yeah, I hope so. My guy. Stone Blanton. Yes, Stone is on the football roster for the fall. He will be on the baseball roster next spring. Yeah. Yep. Stone will be on the roster. This fall. Yeah. He'll enroll just like normal, like a normal student. So, but yeah, guys, a lot of exciting stuff happening, man. We got a great crowd tuned in, by the way. I appreciate y'all, man. We got 68 people right now tuned in live. And I know that may not sound like a lot to some of you, but for the fact that it's June the 29th and there are 68 people tuned in live, that's pretty incredible, man. So I appreciate y'all, dude. Positive momentum is through the roof. Like I said, man, we got a ton of exciting stuff happening, whether, in regards to expansion specifically, man. Like I said, I believe in timing and the universe and sending signals and epiphanies and divine intervention and all that. And there's a lot of shit moving behind the scenes. That's really, really exciting, man. In the meantime, like I said, we're back at Tin Roof tonight. I'm looking forward to that. Back at Tin Roof tonight, 6 to 8. If you cannot be there in person, we will take your questions, comments, calls via Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Of course, we'll stream that live. But definitely come out, man. Tin Roof in the Vista. $3 drafts, $3 Rumple, $3 Fireball as well. They've also got really, really good food. It's really good food. So, yeah. Brian Dean says, Chris, will Rattler be in the shotgun more or under center? I mean, I think the offense we run, Rattler said it's a pro style. So I think it's going to be a mix. I think it's going to be a balance, but I would imagine more shotgun, just the way modern college football is. I think the shotgun's what you'll see more of. Here we go. Travis says, man, 0-4 the SEC would be a tough sell. I hear you.
Robbie Davis,
Here we go.
Kirk Street.
To accept.
Robbie, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. How are you doing? Is it raining over there where you at?
I'm doing well, man, and it has been raining on and off this morning, yeah.
It's raining over here, too. But did I hear you correctly? Did you say Bosnick was transferring to that team in the upstate?
I think that's the rumor. Somebody just said that in the chat, but Bosnick is in the portal. So wherever he goes, I don't 110% know where he's going to go. Somebody in the chat just said that rumor. I don't know. No offense. I don't know if my guy Austin Greer knows what the hell he's talking about, but either way, he's in the transfer portal. That's all I know. So
Okay. And also, just so you know, I would sign that football for free. Okay, it wouldn't cost you a dime.
I appreciate that, Robbie.
And real quickly, I wanted to give my mom a birthday shout out. Today is her birthday. Okay, today's her birthday.
Happy
So
birthday
happy birthday,
to
Mom. I love you.
Mama Robbie Davis.
Her name is Tina Michelle Smith.
Happy birthday, Tina.
But regardless of, I know we got several months until then. Okay, for I'm talking about baseball season. Okay, but regardless of how this season turns out, okay, unless we wind up making it to Omaha, okay, Kingston's got to go. I'm to the point now. This is a make it to Omaha or you're done kind of season. Okay. And that's what I would tell him if I was Ray Tanner. Okay. But I'm not Ray Tanner. Okay. And neither are you. But that's what I would tell him. And I really do think that the football team this year, we will have a good offense this year.
Well, we better, because if we don't, there'll be hell to pay from Robbie Davis.
Oh yeah, there will be hell to pay. Satterfield will have nightmares
about you specifically.
Nightmares.
Yeah, about you specifically. Yes,
because with the pieces that we've added and the pieces that we have returning, if his offense doesn't work, his butt needs to go. Okay, and like I said, I will I will figure out a way to get to the facility my darn self, and I will help him pack up all of his crap and get him out of there.
Right.
Because we have probably the best quarterback to ever even set foot on campus in Rattler. Okay. We have very key pieces on offense coming back. And we have a couple of key pieces we have several key pieces on defense coming back, okay? I'm not really that worried about the defense, but I'm more concerned about the offense.
If the offense, let me ask you this question. If the offense doesn't meet expectations, it will be because of what?
It'll be because if it does not meet expectations for me, like you said, there will be hell to pay from Robbie Davis, okay? There will be hell to pay. Because we've got Josh Vann, Jaheim Bell, Rattler at quarterback, an absolute a horse racing staple of running backs. I mean, if the offense don't work this year, what are your options?
Well, Robbie, I think if the offense doesn't work, I think it will probably be because of the offensive line struggles. But, who knows? Who knows? So
I really hope the offensive line doesn't struggle, because that would be an absolute nightmare. If I was the O-line coach, okay, at South Carolina right now, I would tell those guys, look, last year's out the daggum window, but do you really want to have the stigma of last season hanging over your head? Or do you want to prove to the people that last year was a fluke? because I don't know about y'all, but I want to prove to the people that last year was an absolute fluke, and that the offensive line can play better than that. Because you are playing in a very tough conference in the SEC. You're going to get everybody's best game, no matter who you're playing against. Okay. It's like whenever we played Georgia State in the season opener, right? Like I've said, and you've said, they are known as giants. Okay. They've beaten SEC teams before. All right. You need to go into the games that we are supposed to dominate and manhandle the man across from you. Make him regret even getting on the field when it comes to those games that we are supposed to win convincingly. And in the toss-up games, give it everything you've got for 4 quarters. And let the chips fall where they may. Because I hate to say this. I know there's a lot of people that think we're going to go 9-3, but I don't think we are going to go 9-3. Would I be happy if we went 9-3? Absolutely, I would. But I just don't see us going 9-3. No. Even with Rattler at quarterback, I don't see us going 9-3. Have crazier things happened? Yes. But I definitely do see us going 7-5.
Robbie, I'm just going to say this. Yunkel Boudreaux and Marion and whoever is in your camp, whoever's in your circle, they are doing you a disservice if they are not helping you start a podcast, because you need one. I'm not even bullshitting. I'm not joking. I'm not. You need a pod.
Are you like?
I'm dead ass. You need to start your own podcast, Robbie, because you need to start your own podcast. Straight up.
Well, thank you.
So if Yunkel Boudreaux and Marion and whoever else is in your circle is not going out of their way to make that happen, they're doing you a disservice, my guy. I'm just gonna tell you.
Believe it or not,
it's no offense to them. It ain't no offense to them, but that's a fact, bro. They need to set you up with a mic. They need to help you get set up on a hosting platform. They need to set you up with a name and everything, like a logo. The Robbie Davis Show, straight up. That needs to be a thing.
Oh my God!
Because straight up, that needs to be a thing. Anyways,
but I mean, look, but back to the 9-3 thing, right? Those people that think we're going to go 9-3, yeah, you got every right to believe we're going to go 9-3. But I don't see us going 9-3. Okay, if we go 9-3 in Beamer's second year, that is a major success. That will help with recruiting big time, and also going 7-5 would help with recruiting. Okay, but I truly do see us going about 7-5. If we just take care of business in the games we're supposed to win, and win a couple that kind of shock a few people, then yeah, I could see us going 7-5. And I still stand by my statement. I think we are better than Arkansas. I think we will beat Arkansas. All right. I still stand by that statement 100%, because I think we have the better quarterback. Okay. I think we have the better quarterback when it comes to us in Arkansas. I think I don't know why. I still don't know why I feel that way, but I just think we're better than Arkansas, and we'll go into the Georgia game 2-0. I really do believe that.
I love it. Bold pick. Hey, bold pick. South Carolina beats Arkansas. I think it could happen. It's going to be a big game. It's going to be a really big game. So the Rattler KJ Jefferson duel will be a lot of fun to watch. So
And I also still stand by my statement with I think Rattler wants to prove a lot. I feel like Rattler wants to prove a lot of naysayers wrong. And like I said a couple weeks ago, just play the game and win. Because if you win, that'll shut up a lot of people. If you show people that something can be done, it'll shut up a lot of people. My brother just yelled and said, "If y'all win." I was like, "Dude, you're a Clemson fan. You ain't got no say in here." But anyways, just don't listen to the media. Don't listen to all the BS. Just go out there, get prepared every week, as if it's the last game you're ever going to play ever in your life. Because just like that, your career in a sport can be over.
Right.
So I would tell those guys, I don't give a crap what the outside world is saying. I don't give a darn. All I care about is the people in this locker room and the people in this facility. We're going to focus on us, okay? And we're going to take care of business the way we know how, and we're going to go out and prove the naysayers wrong, because I don't give a crap about what they're saying. And we're going to shut them up one naysayer at a time. I don't care if it's a Georgia fan. I don't care if it's a Texas A&M fan. I don't care if it's a Clemson fan. Bunch of tater eaters, okay? I don't care. Shut up the naysayers one game at a time. Take it one game at a time and kick people's butts.
So what does your brother think when he's a Clemson fan and you're talking shit about Clemson right in front of him?
Oh, he's standing right in front of me. No, we're talking football, boy. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Word.
But anyway,
Word.
Get out of here. You're a tater eater. You don't have no say in here. But anyway. So anyway. That's exactly what I would tell those guys. All right, to a T, that is exactly what I would say.
Very good.
Oh my God,
Robbie, a pleasure as always, my friend. Pleasure as always, truly.
All right, man. Hopefully, I will see you on the 21st. And if you go anywhere today, try and stay dry and don't do anything too crazy. Leave dumb stuff to me.
I will do that. Always do.
All right, buddy. You have a good one.
All right, Robbie. Take care, man. Appreciate you. Robbie either needs to be a podcast host or a football coach. Straight up. Straight up. Or both. Or both. Brendan, good point. Both. Both is good. Both is good. Both is good. I mean, the guy just has a way with words. And a lot of, I'll be honest with you guys. You've probably noticed this on my show. And I've had someone come into my life recently that's made me notice this also. I've had someone come into my life recently that's made me notice this also. A lot of doing a podcast, right, is being able to take a subject matter, being able to take a topic, right, and make your point like 5 different ways, right? For example, when I would drop a podcast around my prediction for a game, that's something I could tell you guys in 20 seconds, right? My prediction is 38-21. That's it. Done. That's it. But doing a podcast, you are able to dive into that point and dissect and make your points in different ways where you can stretch out a 2-minute point into a 25-minute show. Robbie Davis is the king of that. He's an expert at that. He's an expert already. He's an expert already. I'm seeing some 9 and 3s in the chat. Luke RJ, Cocky Twan. Cocky Twan, Luke RJ, and AJ Bowers have got to be like the 3 most optimistic commenters I've seen, truly. I think 9 and 3 is aggressive as hell. I think 9-3 is very aggressive. Very, very aggressive. We got questions rolling in, guys. Let's jump into a quick break. I don't want to start something and go into a break in like 2 minutes. So we'll go ahead and jump into that break. We'll get the first round of the way, guys. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, comments, calls. Tell you, I might start throwing on some shades if I'm gonna do backwards hat, man. That ring light, that ring light will get you. All right, let's jump back into your questions because there were a couple I wanted to dive into. Brian Dean, first things first, says, "How is SEC Unfiltered doing?" Brian, good. And what I would say about SECU is it is in, the infancy stages, right? It's a baby. But SECU is doing well, man, in the sense that the wheels are turning. And, that's why I always preach just start, right? I knew that starting up SECU, I had so many ideas swirling of what that platform could be and what it could become and what it will become, right? But you got to start somewhere. You can't make an adjustment, right? You can't improve and make an adjustment if you never step up to the plate in the first place, right? So I just wanted to get something going, right? Get some sort of foundation laid. And now we're able to make an adjustment, right? Now we're able to make an adjustment. So I'm really excited, man. I mean, there's things that, again, the wheels are turning behind the scenes that I haven't mentioned to you guys yet that you will at some point find out here soon. But I'll just say this. I'll just say this because I keep things, I share good news with you all, especially my big Cock Club folks. Appreciate y'all. But I share good news with you all, and I keep y'all in the loop of just what's going on, and I share, successes we have and all that good stuff, I share all those successes. And I will just say that the epiphany and the light bulb moment, whatever you want to call it, the realization I've had behind closed doors is in regards to expansion. When it comes to expansion, man, if we're going to really hit the levels I've got in my mind that I want to hit, expansion outside of just me is necessary. It's necessary, right? There's strength in numbers. And so what I'm working on right now, man, is building out my team of people, folks that are going to be, in my circle and in my corner and that are going to assist business-wise, right? Business-wise. And so when it comes to that SECU stuff, I mean, again, I've talked to you guys about changes with the Daily Crow and changes with this, changes with that. And I am trying to push myself to become more comfortable. I'm trying to push myself to be more comfortable with outsourcing certain things, right? I don't want to have to do it all, right? I don't want to do taxes. I don't want to do like stuff like that, right? Like, so outsourcing stuff, allowing me to focus on and put my energy and resources toward what I love and what I'm good at, and allowing other folks to help the business. That's how we're going to grow. So to answer your question, man, SECU, Brian's doing well. It's in the infancy stages. We're rocking, we're rolling, we're making adjustments. The joy's in the journey, man, and we're on the journey right now. All right, back to the comments around record, how we're going to fare this season, right? I could say this. I could say this. When you look at the key to the season, guys, this year, South Carolina was abysmal on the road last year. And we've been abysmal on the road the last couple of years. South Carolina will not have a good year if they can't win on the road. You have to win on the road this year. Your 5 road games at Arkansas, at Kentucky, at Vandy, at Florida, and at Clemson, right? 3 massive swing games on the road with Florida, Kentucky, and Arkansas. Vandy, W, right? That should be a W. And then Clemson, as much as I want to call that a swing game, it's more so favors towards a Clemson victory. But sure, call it a swing game. Call it a toss-up, whatever you want to do. I think most folks, when we do wins, toss-ups, and losses next week, I think most folks are labeling that as a loss purely out of principle because of the margin of defeat over the last 7 losses. Like that's why it's happening, right? Like that's why people are going to label that as an L off the jump. Just because it's like with Carolina, you got to show me. You got to show me before I'm going to pick you to win that game, right? You got to show me. Like, bottom line. But it'll come down to winning on the road. You got to win on the road. You got to win on the road. You're not going to go 7-5 this year if you can't win on the road. You're not. Now, since I see Luke, RJ, and others commenting about it, I think 9-3 is over aggressive. I do. I think 9-3 is because it not like when we're talking worst case, best case. We'll talk about this next week. 9-3, that is your absolute best case scenario. Absolute best case. I mean, everything clicked. The ball bounced your way. Some of the teams on your schedule weren't as good as we thought they were going to be. You're banking on everything clicking. You're winning every toss-up game. Do you really think that's realistic? I'm asking genuinely. Do you really think it's realistic to say South Carolina is going to win every toss-up game? And you know what? I love it. I love the positivity. I love the optimism. Like I see Luke RJ on social media all the time. Six and year 2. That's not Beamer ball. Well, that's all cute and all, but Beamer ball is played on the field. It ain't played on Twitter. So you commenting that don't mean jack shit. No offense. No offense, right? Beamer ball is whatever happens on that field. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because you love the Gamecocks and we love Beamer ball, that don't mean we're going 9-3. The players are the ones that play on the field. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm just saying that 9-3 feels aggressive. 9-3 feels really, 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 really aggressive. And I mean, dude, I'd love to see it. Like I told you guys, I'd sign up for 8-4 right now. I'd sign up for 8-4 right now. You got to win on the road. You flat out, this team's got to find a way to win on the road. Winning at home is one thing. We love playing at the friendly confines of Willie B. But you're not getting a 7-5 or better if you can't win some road games. Just give yourself Vandy, cool. But Arkansas, Kentucky, Florida, them 3 road games you could argue will define the season. They will. They will. Because you're not going to win every home game you have, right? You're not going to win every home game. I mean, your home schedule's brutal. Hey, great year to have season tickets. Georgia at home, A&M at home, Tennessee at home. That's 3 great matches. Mizzou at home as well. It's a great season to have season tickets. I mean, really, truly. Great year to have season tickets. A lot of good home games. But you got to win on the road. You have got to win on the road. Anybody, any slapdick team can pull an upset on the home field. Can you go on the road and win? All right? Got to find a way to win the road. To have success, I think you got to find a way to win the road. You're going to go 7-5, got to win on the road. That's it. You know, again, our friend Brad Crawford, he dropped his predictions yesterday. He had the Gamecocks 7-5, right? You look at that prediction, solid year. I mean, I don't think there's many a Gamecock fan that would be upset at a 7-5 season, right? I don't think so. I don't think so. But when you look at the way he had it happening, right? The way he had it happening. 3-4 start, 0-4 in the league. Whoo! Coach Ford will be jumping through the computer. Gamecock Nation will be on edge if we start 3-4. I'm not here to dampen optimism. I'm not. Because I see Cocky Twan. I'm going to get to the comments. Don't worry. I don't know where the comments went. They like disappeared. Here we go. Here we go. Cocky Twan says, Chris, look what happened last year with the non-existent depth. We are stacked this year. We've added players. I mean, Luke RJ echoes it. It's about the roster. Van, Wells, and Bell on the field at the same time with Rattler. I understand. We've added players. No doubt. I'm excited for them. Carolina Titan says, barring injury, this roster has been drastically improved and should compete this season. Problem is we've been inconsistent and sometimes downright trash the past few seasons. There are still questions. Even with a guy like Wells. Wells isn't a proven commodity yet. We're optimistic that he will be a big-time player, but we don't know for sure. Right? What's the adjustment going to be like from FCS to SEC? I think way too many people, even the comment that Luke RJ just made. Right? And he included Van, so thank you for doing that. But Josh Van I'm telling you, if I'm Josh Van, I got a chip on my shoulder. Because Josh Van is getting disrespected by people. Everybody's so excited about Antoine Wells, and I think you should be. Don't get me wrong. What about Josh Van, though? Josh Van's the one that's going to lead this team in receiving. I think Josh Van, y'all need to put some respect on Josh Van's name, bro. Listen, I'm excited for Wells. Don't get me wrong, but Josh Van's the one that was the 4-star recruit. Josh Van's the one that was the hyped-up guy. Dude, I remember when we landed Josh Van, I was so happy. I was so excited. I thought he was going to be a big-time ball player, and finally, when he got some decent coaching, he turned into one. Don't forget Josh Vann, man. I know everybody loves the shiny new toy, and they love – and I'm excited for Wells. I think Wells is going to be a big-time player. He could be at least. But Josh Vann, I don't forget Josh Vann. That's all I'm saying. Don't forget Josh Vann. Don't forget about Josh Vann. So, I mean, if I had to bank on somebody to be our leading receiver, I'm going with Josh Vann. Wesley Hoover said, I think a 7-5 season is a legit expectation. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's overachieving in Vegas. They've got you at 5.5 or 6. It's overachieving in Vegas. Listen, 7-5 is a good year. 7-5 is a good year. I know Coach Ford might not agree with this. Dare I say it, even if you go 6-6, as long as guys, I told you when Beamer was hired, I looked at Beamer as the long-term answer. I hope he's here 20 years, right? As long as within that first 5 years you're going to a bowl game every season, 6 or more every year, you are building the program. You are on a positive trajectory, right? It may not be the overnight ascent that some people want, but as long as you're making a bowl game every year, you're in postseason play, there's enough optimism in my mind and there's enough positive things happening to where it's a positive trajectory. You might have a 50% increase one year. You might have a 2% increase. As long as you're increasing, and Coach Ford, here's the thing. At 6-6, he says 6-6 is no-go. Beamer doesn't have to go, but there needs to be someone showing the door. Coach Ford, that's fair. Listen, if we go 6-6 and the offense stinks, we all know what's got to happen. But I'm not going to sit here and say if you go to a bowl game that your season's just a complete failure in year 2, right? You're going to make adjustments as you go. I'm not saying keep the whole staff. I mean, Coach Ford, if the O-line sucks again, you go 6-6, yeah. There needs to be some people that are moved out for sure. I'm just saying, though, as long as you're making bowl games year after year in this first 5 years, I think you're going to be able to have enough positive momentum and positive things happening to build in recruiting. That's what it all comes back to. It comes back to recruiting. You'll be able – I think back to Steve Spurrier. You think about them first 5 years, he was there. 5, 6, 7, 8. Finally in 9, you started to see it, right? I mean, those first 4 years, though, yes, they won the Liberty Bowl in year 2. That was a big one. That was a big bowl victory. But they were winning 6 to 7 games. 6 to 7 games. But what they were able to do with that was pitch to these recruits. We are 1 or 2 guys away. You can be that piece. We're 1 or 2 or 3 guys away. You can be that piece. And then at some point, eventually, you get to a point where you really are just 1 guy, 2 guys. You're just 1 Marcus Lattimore away. You're 1 Jadeveon Clowney away. You're 1 Stephon Gilmore. You're 1 Alshon Jeffrey. You're only a couple pieces away. That's what they're doing early on, though. It's not an overnight thing. I don't think you build a program in 2 years. You don't build a program in 3 years. Not one that's built for long-term success. Again, anybody can go out there and have 1 great year and then fall off. Like Shane Beamer, I think, is trying to build a program for the long term. I mean, I've got my fingers crossed, and guys, I'm praying that this is Vatek 2.0, where Frank Beamer, what was he there, 20 years, right? I would love nothing more than it be 2042, and here Shane Beamer is still our head coach. That'd be great. That'd be great. So that's what it's about. Listen, at the same time, I will not come down on Gamecock fans for being less than thrilled with a 6-6 year with Spencer Rattler at quarterback. You just don't feel like you've gotten the most out of your investment if that happens. Justin Gant says, if we don't go 7-5, we have coaching issues. There's way too much talent on this team to not go 7-5. This offensive line is an 80% better than last year. We need to look at the O-line, coach. Defense should be stout and a lot better than last year. I'll go back to that comment in a second. A lot of good players in the defense this year. We're stacked at quarterback and running back. Offense should not have an issue moving the ball. Okay, let's break down some of this comment. I mean, I'd agree with you. The offensive line's got to be better. And even if it's not, the way you game plan around it has to be. Let's jump to the phone line.
Call from
Luke RJ.
I want to go back to your comment in a second, Justin. Luke RJ, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. What's up?
Dude, just hanging out, man. Chilling. What's going
All right, so I just want to ask you some questions talking about this record thing, and I want to hear from you instead of me giving my opinion and everything. All right. So, what did we finish in the what was our SEC record last year, and then what place was that in the East?
We finished 3-5 in the SEC, which is exactly what I predicted in the preseason. Humble brag. We finished 3-5 in SEC play, which we finished 5th in the league. Florida and Vandy finished below us. Florida went 2-6 in league play last year, which is crazy to think about. We finished in 5th. Missouri finished with the same SEC record as us, but they beat us, so they got the tiebreaker. But yeah, 5th. We finished in 5th.
Okay, so Auburn was down and Florida was down, and we had a chance to beat Missouri, but
probably the most inexplicable loss of the season, I think, that game at Mizzou. But either way, yeah.
So when I say stuff like, 5th isn't Beamer ball in Shane Beamer's second year. I'm talking about, like, I'm not, 9-3 would be excellent. That would be awesome.
9-3, Luke RJ, would be a dream, dude. It'd be a dream. I mean, listen, I hope I want to go 12-0. So,
well, you talk about vision and seeing it and seeing things happen all the time. I mean, I don't want to get off. I don't want to get off on a tangent or whatever. But so if our SEC record was 3-5, do you not think it's possible to be at least 4-4 this year? I know who we play and everything, but to improve on last year from 3-5 and 5th to maybe 4th in the SEC East with a 4-4 record, or would that, would 4-4 get us in 4th place?
Yeah, probably. I think 4-4 probably gets you into 4th, maybe even 3rd. Tennessee last year went 4-4 in league play and finished in 3rd. So, is it possible? Yeah, for sure. And I mean, again, dude, I will drop all my predictions next week. So I will have. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will have some ground to stand on when it comes to predictions and record. Because, like, bro, I don't think this team's missing a bowl game, for example. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sitting here saying you're crazy for saying 9-3 because this team's going 4-8. That ain't what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. So yeah, I mean, is 7-5 doable? Is it possible? Yeah. Like, I think Brad's prediction was good. I think it was solid. Seeing a 3-4 start on paper makes you a little bit uneasy, but yeah, I think 7-5 is a very, very. I think that's where you're going to see most people land. I think that's a fair record prediction. I think it's I don't know if safe is the right word, but it sounds like that's going to be like the typical prediction, which again is fair. And so again, I think 9-3, while possible, is most certainly the best case scenario ceiling for this team. Because again, we just see it from our angle that we improved, we got better, roster improved, and it did. So did everybody else. Everybody else got better too. You know what I mean? So, and that's not to say that whatever. Who cares? But, 9-3 could happen. But if we go 9-3, let me just put it out there. We go 9-3, Spencer Rattler is in the race for the Heisman. The offensive line improved 100%. The defense is even more dominant than it was last year. Like, everything clicked. Everything clicked if we go 9-3, which I hope that happens. I mean, I'd love to see the ball bounce our way like that.
Yeah. So before the season last year, before we played any games, and the prediction was that we would finish 6th in the East. And I said, like you said, 6th is not Beamer ball, and we finished 5th. when you think about a 4-4 SEC record, well, that would mean, 7 wins if you beat the smaller opponents, in your non-conference. So 3 non-conference and 4 SEC wins, that's 7-5. I mean, nobody can argue that is not a successful season in year 2 of Beamer. But, I mean, when you talk about 5-3 in the SEC, even with who we play, what is this roster? What is this roster destined for? Is it? I know you have to look at who you play and home and away, where it's at, and everything. But man, I'm telling you, I know our offensive line was bad at times. I mean, there were times where I watched some couple games from last year, and they just didn't block anybody. Like, they just let somebody who they're lined up in front of just go right past them.
Yeah, I was gonna say bad at times. Luke RJ is damn near about as kind as you can put it. That's about as. I mean, really, truly, like, there were some games the O-line didn't get off the bus, like, straight up.
Yeah, I don't know what could be so confusing about offensive line and this college way of, teaching kids how to block, because I mean, it's insane, man. You're lined up in front of somebody, or you've got somebody to your right, in front of you, and to your left. I mean, just pick one of them if you don't know, or whatever you think you're supposed to do on the play. I've got no idea. Some people just let them run right past them. But Rattler talked about how, or someone said that he felt like some of the sacks may have been on the cohesiveness of the offense, and that the quarterback, whatever he was decision making he was doing, some of the sacks could have been on the quarterbacks as well, that made the offensive line look better.
Absolutely.
But I think we can finish 4th or better in the East, and so that would be 7 or 8 wins. And that's why I wanted to, I think if you look at the SEC games, that's a good way to look at it, instead of every game what you play. And I'm looking forward to your predictions, because I hope you don't sell us short. I hope I know you got to be honest and fair and stuff, but to what you want to do. But I'm looking forward to your predictions, for real.
Well, Luke, my way too early prediction back in January was 8-4. So if that, and that's a way too early. I mean, my thoughts on some games have changed. Heck, our roster's changed since then. No, listen, I think 7-5, 8-4, I think is realistic. 9-3 is where I think it gets a little aggressive, because, again, basically you're saying Carolina's going to win every swing game they have, and I'd love that to happen. I just don't know if that's realistically going to happen. But 7-5 is 7-5 or 8-4 is a realistic prediction. It is. And to your point, we've added certain guys at certain positions. We've boosted our roster in certain areas where there should be some raised expectations, for sure. I mean, no doubt, man. I mean, listen, you add a guy like Spencer Rattler alone. You could have added nobody else. You add Spencer Rattler alone. We're talking about a team, and, keep in mind that last year the ball bounced your way a lot. I mean, I was talking to a buddy about this last night. We should have lost to Vandy. There ain't no other way to put it. We should have lost to Vandy. By the grace of God, we beat Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Troy was a 9-point game. East Carolina probably should have beat you. Like, ECU in a way, I mean, we took it. We won it, but they blew that game. At home, ECU blew that game. But the bottom line is you got the 6 wins with what you had last year. So I don't blame Gamecock fans for feeling like going to 6 wins this year with the Rattler edition just alone. I don't blame fans for raising expectations. But it's the SEC's tough, man. This schedule's hard, but I do agree on the flip side, and I said this a couple weeks ago, but at some point, and maybe year 2 is too soon for it to happen, but whether it be this year, next year, the following, at some point, if Carolina's going to break through and emerge as a team really on the rise and trending upward towards, sooner rather than later challenging Georgia and Tennessee and the LSUs and the Alabamas and the top of the league, the top tier, at some point you got to have some breakthrough moments. Like, for example, beating Kentucky on the road, beating Arkansas on the road, beating Tennessee, pulling an upset over A&M. Like, that kind of stuff's got to happen at some point, right? I'm not saying it's going to happen this year. I'm not saying it's a failed season if it doesn't happen this year. But, at some point, right, like the Gamecocks under Steve Spurrier, you have to have that game where you win one you're not supposed to. You just do. Like beating the 4th-ranked Ole Miss Rebels in 2009, beating the number 1 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide in 2010. It's those type of wins that shake up your program, that shake up the trajectory and the way your program is viewed on a national landscape. So, again, it's just year 2. I don't want to say that has to happen this year. Like, if you don't have one of those big-time upsets, then the season wasn't a success. But you would like to think with Rattler, like, again, I was thinking about this last night, man. I give Kentucky so much credit, and they've earned it. They've earned it. Whether people want to admit that or not, they have earned it. But it's hard for me, right? Like, it's hard for me to look at that game and to say, like, if you can't beat Kentucky with Spencer Rattler under center, I mean, that's a tough pill to swallow, man. That's a really tough pill to swallow. So we'll see, man.
Well,
it's going to be a fun season. We'll see, but it's, and you'll be an underdog unless maybe if you beat Arkansas, let's say, and you go into that Kentucky game 4-1, and Kentucky's got Ole Miss the previous week, maybe then that game's a pick 'em, but you won't be a favorite. You probably won't be a favorite in that game. So I won't put Kentucky as the most important. I'll talk about that next week. Kentucky's not my most important game, but it's up there. It's up there for sure.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about Kentucky, I thought I saw or heard you say that not only are they getting in these big bowl games the last 4 years, but they've won.
They've won 4 in a row.
Big bowl game.
Yeah, they won 4 in a
yeah,
row.
4 in a row. But, when you're talking about winning on the road and how important that is, that's when that run game where you can line up against a team on the road and just, move the ball and, and have success on the offense. Just running the ball. You talk about how important the run game is. That's where the run game really helps you out on the road, is when you just, run it down their throat, and they can't really stop it.
Yeah, and that's what, just not looking too far ahead. That's kind of what concerns me about the Arkansas game. I don't know that I love the matchup. I mean, Arkansas is going to be a very, very physical football team, a Sam Pittman coach team. I don't know that our offensive line specifically is going to be ready to, and even our defensive line, because, hell, we couldn't stop the run last year. I don't know if people forgot, but we couldn't stop the run. So line of scrimmage in that game will be massive. The matchup is concerning. I'll be honest with you. It is concerning. I'm expecting a close game. I think it'll be a great opportunity for us, but the matchup's a little bit concerning in that one. But you're right, man. You run game and defense travels in the SEC, and Carolina's got to be better. They got to be better up front. This bottom line, they got to be better up front. A lot of it, the season hinges on that.
Yeah. So I think you're right. I mean, you're talking about 9-3. That's 6-2 in the SEC with unless you beat Clemson and lose 3 SEC games. But when you're talking about 9-3, that's 6-2 and 3 out of 4 non-conference. So, I mean, it's like you said, I'm not saying it's not possible. But I mean, you're right. That would be pretty difficult to go out there and
Beamer should be in consideration for Coach of the Year if we do that. Straight up, I'm not even bullshitting.
Yeah,
that'd be a great season. Satterfield's getting an extension. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. So.
All right, man. Well, I wanted to call in and comment about the record and stuff. What you were talking about. I just want to say, like, I know I like to call in, and everybody else likes to call in, or whoever calls in. But I feel like a lot of people really just like rattling off questions and letting you comment, and everybody gets to engage a whole lot more than just like one person talking the whole time. But I appreciate you let me call in anytime.
Dude, Luke RJ, of course, man. It's always a pleasure to chat with you. I appreciate the commentary.
All right,
brother. Yeah, take care, man. Great stuff. Luke RJ, fantastic caller. I know we had a couple of calls come in that I missed. I think Aaron called in, Skyland called in. Y'all fire them away, man. Call back in. Phone lines are clogged. You got to wait your turn. One of these days, I will have a soundboard where I can put people on the queue. Right now, obviously, I do not have that. Phil, what's up, man? Appreciate you tuning in. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Skyland Davis.
Skyland, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up?
Dude, just hanging out, man. What's going on?
Oh, I got a couple of things. I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed this football season with the offensive line. I don't see any improvement on the offensive line. I don't think you did anything in the offseason to improve yourself at the offensive line position. I know the run scheme was terrible last year, and the reason I don't think it's going to improve is because you have the same guys under Marcus Satterfield that you have with Mike Bobo, and at least Mike Bobo could run the ball, and Marcus Satterfield can't do nothing.
How much of it, let me ask you this. How much of it do we put on defenses being able to key in on the run game because of our quarterback struggles? How much of it do we put on that?
Yeah, but can you say you had Colin Hill at quarterback with Mike Bobo? I mean, you had the same struggles with Mike Bobo.
Right. I understand. Yeah. I mean, listen, I get what you're saying. I understand. But yeah. I mean, I was just gonna say you had Shi Smith on the outside, Josh Vann on the outside. Bro, do you really think Colin Hill was any worse than anybody that played last year? I don't think so.
No, not really.
I don't think so. I mean,
and
sure, we're splitting hairs, but they were about the same. I mean, let's just call it what it is. And to the point, Colin Hill knew the scheme like the back of his hand. Nobody last year. It was like the first year for everybody. So
another thing is a lot of people are going to be disappointed on Smith Sherrod. I think he's going to be the best we had in a long time since Jake Bentley. I do think he is going to be the best since Jake Bentley, but he struggles. He struggled in the Manning camp the other week. He's probably one of the worst quarterbacks there, that performance-wise. Did not do well in the Manning passing count. I'm not trying to give Paul Feinbaum no credit because I don't listen to that idiot no way, but, I mean, some of the coaches there in the articles about him, he has a lot of flaws, and it's kind of concerning me how he's been looking in all these passing camps. Not looking good.
I have a question. Where are we hearing about the Manning passing camp? Who is saying these things?
I had to see the article on the coaches and the people's reviews on the Manning passing camp. Also, I'm at work, so I want to, get your opinion. I will leave the phone line open, and I want you to answer. Okay, Marquise is not lying. We're going to have a good season this year. Things are going to improve
and we're going to be in the postseason next year. I think Fitch is going to carry the offense, and he's doing a really good job getting recruits and getting the portal. Probably one of the best transfer portal classes and JUCO classes the man's ever had. And like a former Gamecock player spoke on his past staff and current staff, and they spoke saying Coach Trout, Coach Meade, and all them coaches was just a bad staff, and that coaches they got now are the best staffs he has. So for me to jump on the Fire Houston train, there's nothing he can do in 2023 for me to jump off the Fire Houston train. I do think he will be here in 2024. I think he's going to have a great season next year with that staff and the returning players and the transfer portal players and the JUCO players he's added. I think we'll win 35 to 38, maybe close to 40 games, and we'll make the postseason. In 2024, you lose everybody but Evan Stone and Michael Braswell. Because in 23, you lose Sanders, you lose Hicks, you lose Mahoney, you lose Fields. You lose everybody but Stone and Braswell. In 2024, at the history repeats itself, postseason, no postseason, postseason, no postseason, postseason, and here we are back in no postseason. Does he get fired in 2024? And also, in 2023, if he does not host at least a regional as a 1 seed, would you call that terms for termination?
Skyline, I'm dude, I can't even think to 2024, man. I'm thinking about next year. How the fuck are we gonna hit? Have you ever thought about that?
I think it's gonna be fine next year.
The hitting? You think the hitting's gonna be fine?
No, the pitching. I don't say pitching is going to carry the offense.
I mean, that's fine, bro, but I'm sorry. If we win 35 games at 255 and have a 3.2 ERA, I still think he's got to go. That's just my opinion.
I wish he was going. This year.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, I don't know that listen. The minimum expectation every year is to make the postseason. Bottom line, the minimum expectation for next year, in my mind, should be to make a super. Bottom line should be to make a super. Because if you don't make a super, one of three things happen. You either miss the postseason, should be fired. You didn't host, got eliminated, should be fired. You hosted and got eliminated, definitely should be fired. So the only thing I think saved his job next year is a super. That's it. I think that's what it should be at least.
Right.
Especially if you hit 260 again. Especially if you hit 260 again. Especially if you struggle in the midweek again. You know?
Yes. I agree. I wish it was gone this year, but I wanted your opinion.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
if you don't know, Gamecocks picked up another transfer today from Vanderbilt, first baseman. So that should include the transfer portal right there. I think we're 35 or 35. Unless there's going to be a couple more cuts made.
Well, God bless you, Skyland, for still wanting to talk baseball right now. I give you credit. It's you are a true Gamecock baseball fan if you still want to talk about it June 29th.
I don't want to talk about football. I don't believe in the offensive line. I don't believe in the offensive line or the offensive coordinator. And we had discussions on this, and I think this time next year we're going to be talking about how our offense is going to look under a new OC.
That's fair. Very well could happen. Very well could happen.
And that's my personal opinion. And if I'm wrong, I will come on this show and apologize. And if I'm right, I will rub it in your face just like I did baseball season.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back to work, and you enjoy your day. Enjoy your daily crew.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, Skyland. Always a pleasure to chat with you. Great stuff from my dude. Okay, so Skyland is I don't think Skyland's very high on Rattler, which, you know, is fine. Listen, everybody's got their own opinion on it. I said what I said yesterday about you can think he's going to be – you can be critical of Spencer Rattler if you like. That's fine. You're not going to dampen my excitement, though, and my optimism, because he's just a far better option than anybody we've had in quite some time. So that's what I'm focused on. Guys, we're going to jump into a quick break, but I want to continue to hear from you more of your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Grow. All right, guys, we're back taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Jeff Gullidge says, it's easier to be down on the team and be right. Ow, my jaw is like a little sore. I don't know why. Easier to be down on the team and be right than be high on the team and be wrong. If you're down on the team and they win, no one will care that you are wrong because we are winning. So you're saying, Jeff, it's less of a risk to be negative and be wrong than be positive and be wrong. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't look at it that way, Jeff. I just try to call it as I see it, lock in predictions, projections as I see it. I get what you're saying, but Trip Cromer says, what are your opinions for the main positions at need in football and win with the trenches? Yeah, I think the trenches for sure. I mean, line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively. I think we need to continue to build out the wide receiver room. I think the linebacker position is another one. So those would be my main areas of focus. We've locked in. We've locked in on the secondary a lot. I mean, we're good in that regard. So let me get back to Justin Gant, not Camp. Justin Gant had a good question. I don't know where it went. And here it is. So I want to get into this. Hopefully nobody calls in for the next 2 minutes at least. A couple of things he said in this. Offensive line isn't 80% better. They got to make a big improvement, right? No doubt. I don't know exactly if that number lines up, but whatever. Defense should be stout and a lot better than last year. Let me ask you this. Why do you say that? What makes you think the defense will be immensely better than it was last year? I think the defense will be solid. I trust in Clayton White. I trust in Torian Gray. But you lose Jalen Foster. 6 interceptions are gone. You lose Jabari Ellis in the middle. You lose J.J. and Abari on the edge. Yes, you get Sherrod Green back from his injury. But, I see the defense kind of being the same, right? Big question at safety. R.J. Roderick is back, but Devontae Reed's going to fill in. Who's going to be that go-to dude that creates those big plays on defense? Who's that turnover machine for us defensively like Jalen Foster was? And again, I've told you all before, my question with the defense, if you're not getting turnovers at that rate that you were last year, because turnovers saved your ass a lot. Getting turnovers saved your ass a couple times. If you're not getting them at that rate, are you still going to be able to be a good defense? So what about the defense this year makes you – why do you feel like they're going to be just a whole other level up than they were last year? I'm just asking a question. Says we are stacked at quarterback and running back. I'll give you quarterback. Stacked at running back? Yes, you had Christian Beal-Smith from Wake Forest. Feel confident with him. He's a veteran guy. You know what you'll get. Marshawn Lloyd is a walking question mark. That's all he is. Upside, we feel like, is very high, but we don't know. He's a walking question mark. Lavoisier Carroll played defensive back last year. And then Juju McDowell, I love Juju McDowell. I think he's the most underrated player on our offense. I don't know how we're going to use him. So I don't know that I view the running back room as stacked. So that's just a couple of my thoughts on your points. I'm not saying you're totally wrong, but there are questions. John Edward says it's not like JJ and Jabari were huge studs. John Edward, I think you were singing a different tune last year, my guy. Everybody loved JJ and Jabari. Now you look back and say he wasn't that good, but everybody thought JJ and Jabari was the second coming of Jadeveon Clowney. You know what I mean? Travis says, Birch has been the most disappointing player so far. It's time Birch put up or shut up now. It's a great way to put it. He's got to step up. Him and Pickens both have got to step up. Justin Gant says, hope this team is healthy. I feel like injuries have hurt us big the last 4 seasons. I would love to see everyone healthy at season's end. This team has to stay healthy to go 7-5 or 8-4. Yeah, let's take a moment, by the way, to do that. Let's take a moment to shout out Luke Day, right? Because you talk about record projections and, we are in a very nice place right now in the sense where, I feel like the health of the football team, knock on wood, is not one of the lead storylines, right? In the previous regime, the previous era, we just talk about, God, are we going to be healthy enough by season's end to make a run? Are we going to be healthy enough to win a few games down the stretch? We had to worry about that because our roster would be depleted by the 7th or 8th game. Luke Day and his staff, tip your cap, give them credit. They've done a phenomenal job. You'll hear coaches say the most important hire for a head coach is the strength coach because that's the guy these players spend every single day with. So let's take a moment here on this June 29th here in the summer, right? A guy like Luke Day, somebody that doesn't get the credit. He doesn't, he's not the head coach. He's not an OC, DC. He's not getting the accolades. His name ain't in the paper when we win a ball game. But I tell you what, give Luke Day his credit. Give Luke Day his due because, you think about last year, down the stretch, our team got better. We were healthy. We were in shape. South Carolina's fortunate to have Luke Day as their strength coach. So let's make sure we take a moment here today on this Wednesday and give Luke Day his just due for the job he's done so far. I feel like that's something like in season. I'm not going to say, well, let's stop what we're doing and talk about Luke Day. So let's make sure we do it now. How about Spencer Rattler winning a year's supply of Cane's chicken? How about that? Brian Dean says Darius Rush will get the turnovers that we need. I hope he does. Very underrated player last year. I'm just saying there are still questions. That's all I'm saying. Guys, you look at some of these preseason magazines, South Carolina's running back room is ranked at the bottom of the conference by most people. So, what's Marshawn Lloyd going to be? I don't know. He better be a productive running back. His ass is going to be on the bench. Brian Dean, what are your thoughts on Rick Sandage? Can he get healthy? I don't know, Brian. I feel like the guy's been hurt for 3 years. Part of being a good football player or just a good athlete is being healthy. So if you can't be healthy, availability is a big part of being a good athlete, right? Part of being a good anything. I don't give a damn how talented you are. If you can't show up, 90% of it is just showing up. Just being available, right? Being available. Justin Gant says Lloyd's going to be the beast we expect him to be. I appreciate you speaking that into existence, Gant, but that's just what you hope happens. We don't know that's going to happen. We don't know. That's a question mark. Marshawn Lloyd's a question mark. Connor McCormick, I know you're going to do position unit rankings soon, but without spoiling anything, what positions are strongest overall? Our best position unit on the football team, I'd probably go That's a good question. That's honestly a good question. Would you say, is it quarterback? I think it could be DB, which is just hard for me to fathom. It's hard for me to fathom, you know? Because, dude, I rated the DBs last year a D+ going into the season, or even maybe a D-. I mean, I thought we were going to be terrible in the secondary. I really did. Yeah, so The position unit that I will probably rate the highest will probably be quarterback. I mean, honestly, when you got a guy like Rattler leading the way, I mean, I think Rattler's the best. Either that or tight end. I mean, I think we're loaded at tight end. Just even with Bell and Stogg alone, you got Trey Kenyon behind them. I think we're pretty set at tight end. So we're in good hands at quarterback. I mean, again, when you got a guy like Rattler, we're in really, really good hands at quarterback. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. That's a very good question. Keith says in the TDC Questions channel, he says, we need better line play on both sides of the ball before we will see 8 or more wins. It's a great point. Great point. That is a great point. We got to be better. Got to be better up front. People are going to get sick and tired of hearing me talk about offensive line play and defensive line, all that, but, that's just what it comes down to, man. Like a game like Arkansas, you're not beating Arkansas if the line doesn't play well. Both sides. Both sides. Jesus. My guy, Brad Crawford, jumped on a show and they asked him about what does Arch Manning have to do to meet expectations at Texas that have been placed on him. And his response, win a Heisman Trophy or a national championship. What a set of expectations. Golly. I mean, that's tough. that is tough. That is tough. Brian Dean says he thinks the defense will be led by Brad Johnson. There's a name that I feel like we don't hear a whole lot of. That is a name we definitely don't hear a whole lot of. Guys, I want to say too, man, thank you all for the love and support, man. We've got a great crowd in here today. For it to be, like I said, late June, it'll be late June, and the amount of people we've got tuned in right now, rocking with us and tuned to the Daily Crow, man, it's just a testament to, the growth and the support and everything else. So I the numbers being as good as they are right now, I cannot wait to see what they look like. As we go throughout the rest of the preseason and we start talking predictions and I mean, next week's going to be fun, dude. Next week's going to be a lot of fun. Next week's going to be a lot of fun breaking everything down, projections, predictions. By the way, guys, quick update. We got a great conversation on the Friday podcast. Great conversation. For those tuned in, since you're tuned in the Daily Crow, I'll just tell you, I'll spoil it. Big Game Boomer. You probably know who that is, the list guy. We're going to chat tomorrow afternoon. That will be on the Friday podcast. So a great podcast and a great combo to send you into the weekend, the July 4th weekend. Going to be really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. So. Let's see. Yeah, guys, in case you missed it, Gamecocks baseball did pick up a commitment today from a Vanderbilt transfer. So Gavin Casas, whether that moves the needle for you or not, he hit 279 with a homer and 15 ribbies in 2 seasons at Vandy. Well, again, whether that does it for you or not, so be it, whatever. But, yeah. Wesley Hoover says, thinking about joining the Big Cock Club. Wesley, sounds like a great move to me, my guy. The move that needs to be made. The move that should be made. We got folks that can attest here in the Daily Crow. The Big Cock Club's where it's at, my guy. Big Cock Club where it's at. I mean, dude, if you love the merchandise alone, I don't know if people understand this, if they realize, and I need to do a better job of promoting it, by the way, the perks of BCC. But you get a 20% off promo code for life for the merch. So if you like the merch alone, that's worth it. The Discord is popping 24/7, dude. We have a blast in the Discord. It's a good time, man. It's a good time. Also, exclusive BCC merch Who don't want to rock a big cock club hat around? That's the hat I'm wearing right now. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the hat I'm wearing right now. Who don't want to rock a big cock club hat? Like, come on, dude. Come on. So, anyways, definitely, Wesley, if you got any questions, let me know. Hit me up. I'll answer the best I can. But Jimmy Mendio says, you pick where you're going to move. It is, bro, it's coming down to the wire, my guy. It is coming down to the wire. I'll just leave it at that. It's coming down to the wire. When I have a final decision, everything finalized, you will all know. I promise you. You will all know. You will all know. All right, guys, we're going to jump into one final break, but I want to continue to hear from you. More of your questions, your comments, your calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Final 10 minutes or so here on the Daily Crow, taking your questions, your comments, your calls. DGD says, sorry, guys, did I miss anything? Yeah, you missed a great show, my guy. Missed a great show. Dylan Price, after pulling the great recruits we did in the month of June, what do you think we'll get? Big names are going after in July, or they have made decision dates in July. I mean, Dylan, I just expect recruiting momentum to continue, my guy. I'm not going to pretend like I got the big board up in the studio and I got all these recruits listed off and checked off and all that. I mean, so I trust in Beamer. He'll take care of recruiting. He'll get the guys we need to be successful. I think momentum will continue for sure. Jeff Gullidge. No, we haven't even gotten through this season, but when do they usually announce next season's schedule? Reason I ask, I'm trying to plan a trip back to SC in October and hope to catch a game and would like to tailgate with you before the game. Jeff, I do not know. Let's see, 2023. The only games they've got scheduled are the non-conference games. The conference schedule, I want to say it drops before this. I don't know. I got to be honest with you, Jeff. I'm not 110% sure. I'll have to check in on that for you. I don't know. John Edward, yeah. Sky Moore did play against Wisconsin. He had a pick. Dylan Price, with all the great recruits we're getting and going after in the class of 23, what's the chance of Rattler staying for next year, if any? Dylan, if Spencer Rattler stays for a second year, the experiment was a failure. Because what that means is he didn't have a good enough year to get drafted or have a draft stock high enough to take advantage of it and go. You know, people ask, what's a successful year for Spencer Rattler, right? And they want to label how many yards, how many touchdowns, how many wins even. If Spencer Rattler has a good enough season to get drafted in the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft, his year was a success. Whatever those numbers look like, so be it. But he has that type of year. Guess who else is going to have a good year? We are. The better he does, the better we do. So when I look at success for Rattler, I don't look at touchdowns and yards and completion percentage. All that stuff will come. I look at the next level. His plan is to be here 1 year and dip. And I think if that happens, that means that was a success. If he has to come back for a second year, that's a problem. That things did not go according to plan. So that's the way I look at it for Rattler. John Edward probably going to come to either Charlotte or SC State. Stop by the tailgate, my guy. Going to have a good time. I tell you, that's going to be – I mean, listen, I love beating up and winning games and cool. It'll be fun 2 weeks. But, like, that's going to be an interesting 2 weeks at Willie B. Like, just like the schedule. It's just crazy. The schedule's like Charlotte, SC State, back-to-back. Like, really? I mean, I hate to say it. No disrespect to them, but hell, all disrespect. Just 2 snoozers, bro. Like, just 2 games you should dominate the opponent. But winning is fun. So, winning is fun. Wesley Hoover says, do you honestly think Rattler is, from what he's done at Oklahoma and what will he do this year, a legit first-round QB? Wesley, maybe try to rephrase the question so I understand it better. But if I understand what you're saying, I mean, listen, I think Rattler's got all the talent in the world. You know, he's got to have help around him, of course, just like every other quarterback. But I think he's got all the talent in the world, and he could be a big-time dude for us. No question. I think he's got all the talent. I mean, there's a reason he was rated where he was. There's a reason there's a reason he has Heisman odds in the first place, my guy. There's a reason he's got Heisman odds in the first place, right? He's got big-time talent. So I'm not saying he's going to be a Heisman Trophy finalist or anything. I'm not trying to put those type of crazy expectations on him. But he's got that kind of talent. Yeah, Dylan Price says Rattler takes us to 9-3. He's a first rounder for sure. Yeah, yeah. We go 9-3. Rattler played like a first rounder. Ain't no question. Guys, again, quick reminder: podcast dropped this morning, episode 668. In case you missed it, I did drop my list. Top 5 do-it-all playmakers in the history of South Carolina football. How about this? The Gamecock Go Pass is officially back. $20 a month subscription mobile pass. But it only gives you access to all non-conference home football games. All home games for men's and women's basketball, baseball, softball, men's and women's soccer, and volleyball. Oh, you have the ability to secure a seat for all 2022 home conference football games starting at $15 each. $20 a month. That's pretty good. You can cancel anytime, month-to-month membership. That's a pretty solid deal. And it's for stuff that isn't sold out. And spoiler, guys, nothing's sold out. Nothing's ever sold out. So, but anyways, yeah, I dropped my top 5 list for top 5 do-it-all playmakers in the history of South Carolina football. I got at number 5, Ryan Brewer. Number 4, Pharaoh Cooper. Number 3, Deebo Samuel. Number 2, Ace Sanders. Number 1, Savell Newton, our guy, friend of the show, Savell Newton. Wesley, from his body of work at Oklahoma, what everyone thinks he's going to be able to do here, will he be the first rounder everybody thinks? Sorry, was dry. You're good, Wesley. No, you're all good. I just want to make sure I understood the question. Will he be a first rounder? I'll say yes. I don't know the NFL draft. I don't know the NFL landscape. Like what, you know what I mean? Like what needs to happen, or like who needs what, who needs a quarterback type of deal. But I think Rattler's going to play well. I think Rattler will show people. I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. I think him getting humbled in Norman was one of the best things that could have happened to him. I think I'm not saying he's going to lead Carolina to 10 wins or anything crazy, but I think he will play good football. I without a doubt, I think Rattler is going to play good football. I do. I think the Rattler experiment, I think the Rattler era will be a success for us. I do. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Chase Floyd.
Chase, what's up, man?
Hey, man, I know you're about to get off. I got held up by a customer over here at work, so I was just going to holler at you real quick. I was going to ask you a good bit of stuff, but I'll do that for another day. But real quick, I heard you talking a while ago about, you promoting the big cotton clubs better than what you probably do. Have you thought about in your transitions for like your 5-minute breaks, maybe running a couple slides and having the perks listed, or maybe the schedule of upcoming tailgates or something like that? I think would be pretty solid. People, might tune out for those 5-minute breaks and come back, but that'll give them something to look at, because I know you had an issue with the music back a few months ago. But I was just sitting here thinking after you said that that's a spot in the show that I feel like would only enhance it if because I know you've been working with Photoshop and stuff, but I don't think that would be too hard to have a few graphics coming across, or even record some of your ad reads so you don't feel like you're repeating yourself so much. I don't know. I was just sitting here thinking, what have you thought about that?
Yeah, no, that's a great idea, and it's something I've thought about before and haven't executed on yet. But I definitely, I definitely think you're onto something, and that's something that I'll definitely incorporate for at minimum the football season. I agree, though, just using that 5-minute space for something productive. So no, dude, I think you're spot on with that.
Right, even with your SEC Unfiltered, because I know, like you said, it's a baby, especially during football season. There's a lot of different teams that's called in over the last year or so that pay attention during that week. I think that'd be a good advertisement spot for the SEC Unfiltered spots to have a tag right there, especially during football season, so you can get that exposure from those people, because they tune in. It's always hot. So that's all I got for you. I have some other things, but I know pushing the time today. But as always, man, I enjoy you, and I'll see you on the Big Cockwood Discord, my friend.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, great stuff, man. Great stuff. Great suggestion. Excuse me. Great suggestions there from Chase, and I agree with you 110%, my guy. Those are honestly, that's something that I have been meaning to do, and I just haven't acted on it. But maybe this weekend I'll take some time to do that, because I do agree with you. You know, promoting our stuff in those 5-minute breaks. If we're going to take a 5-minute break, let's make it productive. I mean, why not? So, no, great stuff, Chase. I appreciate you, my dude. I appreciate that. Guys, we have hit 2 o'clock. I appreciate you all tuning in. Again, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, talking top 5 do-it-all playmakers. Stay tuned for all the content, of course. And if you can, come on out to Tin Roof tonight. We'll be at Tin Roof in the Vista, $3 draft, $3 Rumple, $3 Fireball as well. Great food, great people, great times. Wednesday night at Tin Roof, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So come on out. If you can't, we will stream it live here, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Y'all know the drill. Guys, in the meantime, appreciate you all tuning in. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll talk to you tonight live from